everybody, Kaminari here. This is another review. This time it's a double whammy. This time, this is not only just the future art, we have the despair art as we speak. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's Danganronpa. So anyway, we're going to start off with the despair art right now because it's kind of like starting in between. You meet up with the character once more, Chisa Yukizume. And Yukizume, or Zune, I can't pronounce her name, but she is the ultimate housekeeper. Or I'm going to call it in English the ultimate maid, because housekeeper is kind of like general, but she dresses up as a maid once in a while. Okay, as we left off of the original Future arc, the Future Foundation's headquarters have been compromised. That means who's ever outside doing all the hacking, it just so happens to lock everybody up and start the third and so-called final killing game. But I'll get to that later with that. The first main victim, it just so happens to be the ultimate maid. Chisa Yukizume, or Zona, or I don't know. It turns out, in the Despair arc, she's actually the home teacher of the Ultimate Despairs. If you don't know what the Ultimate Despairs are, these are collective students that compromise and start a war against the Future Foundation because of Junko Enoshima. That's all I know for sure. Now, you got like several characters. A couple of characters you have not seen does not actually introduce to the original the second game. These are all the characters from the second game minus the Chisa with Chisa or Chisa. Let's start off with one of my favorite characters and one of the survivors of the second game is Sonia Nevermind. Sonia Nevermind is known as the ultimate princess. Why do I pick her? Is because it's how interesting her character is. She's like enthralled with Japanese culture. Although she's a little weird at first, like she has more of a connection towards the Gundam Tanaka. Gundam Tanaka who is the ultimate breeder. If you don't know what I meant by breeder I meant by like breeding animals. He has a knack of it. And he's always saying, well, the four demons or Darva or something. He's talking about his hamsters. Yeah, I know, right? It's silly, but he's like pretty much a Satanist in the series. You got Teru Hanameru or something. I don't know. He's actually in the game. He was played by Todd Haberkorn, and he has some form of he spoke a little bit of French in the beginning of the episode when Chisa is gathering all the classmates. And he's funny too because he's known as the ultimate chef. And me being in food service, I understand where that's coming from. A bit of a quirk on him. He's a bit of a pervert. And the reason why is because he's attracted to pretty much everybody. There's the ultimate nurse. I can't remember her name. She is actually a klutz, and pretty much nobody likes her. But spoiler alert for the second game, she is kind of like one of the people who killed a couple of the students. And she is sent off to go somewhere else, but she is technically dead in the game itself. She's dead after like the third thing. Peko Yama, which is known as the ultimate swordswoman. She is basically based off of the Samurai Kento group, which is very interesting and an interesting nod to it. Then you got the babyface gangster, the ultimate gangster. Oh, I can't remember his name now, but according to his backstory is he is part of the Yakuza. A Yakuza, what you guys don't know is this is like part of his backstory and part of common modern culture is the Yakuza is the equivalent to the gang members here in the United States, but they're more revered. It's like if you want protection money, if you want protection, you have to pay them and all that. And I've actually watched a documentary about the Yakuza. And even like hostess such as like your local bartender who's also a hostess. She might be like bit hit on, probably end up marrying a Yakuza member. But they have a separate code of honor. Let's see. Can't remember. You got the ultimate traditional dancer. She's a bit of an insult to her character. She insults the poor nurse. I don't know why, but she's like you pig, you're gross, you're pig vomit. These are like quotes from the games. She was one of the victims in the game itself, but she's part of the third killing. It's like a double murder. Then you got Ibuki, the ultimate rocker. You got Nekomaru, which is the ultimate coach. The ultimate animator. Now, the ultimate animator, I'm a little skeptic. He was never in the second game. He was in the third arc. He was in the current arc, the future arc. But yeah, he could be known as the ultimate spy. I'm going to call it spy. He's actually known as the imposter. But I presume he's known as the ultimate spy because he is fat. He is he actually took the form of Byakuya, which I think is kind of like, no. But I digress, really. I digress with that. Let's see. We got the ultimate gamer, Nanami. Chiaki Nanami, yeah. She looks like a real character in the series. However, according to the game, she is not part of the series. Not part of the members who were in the mutual killing, school killing. In fact, she was a program. Now, I don't know how she got into the real world. I think she was like, she is no longer a real student. She was based off of a student off of, she's currently the student in this group of classmates. However, in the game, I think it was her, she was based off of that student. I don't know. My logic went dead right here. Nagito is in there. He's known as the ultimate lucky student, and there are two lucky students. I think one of them is known as the ultimate hope. He plays a part of the story as he's known as he was like a servant to like the Warriors of Hope in the minor game, but I digress. Let's see if I can remember correctly. I can't remember. Shoot. The ultimate gymnast and then the ultimate mechanic. And that is pretty much the entire class. There was one particular a desk open, and I was hoping not the ultimate spy, but I don't think he's there. My questions. So the entire arc of the Despair is actually the backstory of these characters. Oh, the ultimate photographer. I forgot about her. The ultimate photographer. Forgot about her. you, like, okay, basically the whole story goes of this episode is Chise is looking for all the other students. And because her class seems empty, you see, like, the ultimate dancer, the ultimate nurse, the ultimate photographer, and so on and so forth. So all they did is just, like, collect the students who are never in class and teach them, and for her to teach the basics. And she was hired as a teacher. Now you see Principal Kirigiri. Sorry, my Japanese is terrible. He is alive in this. I think this is, like I said, this has actually happened before Junko Inoshima had her moment. So, yes. So this is basically, this basic. What do I like about this episode? I like it how she broke the fourth wall. Because they're actually the reason why. Well, the reason why they had this aired, like, the Future arc on Tuesdays and the Despair arc on Thursday is sort of like in between, and it makes a little sense. Now, there will be characters showing up here and there to show the Ultimate Boxer and the Student Body President, Kyosuke. At the end, she has talked about, like, I'm going to do a good job here and there, and I know I'm going to do it. We don't know what's going on next. I think it's, like, basic, like, fun time, but this is how, like, they started to go down the hill. So, there you go. That is Episode 1 of the Despair arc. Episode 2 of the Future arc. Now, we're into the deep stuff. I swear to God, you will love this. As we left off in the episode, left up at Episode 1, Chise has died. It looks like she was impaled by the chandelier. But there's something different. And you look at her wrist, it turns out she was poisoned. Monokuma literally said this. We have 3 rules. The rules are basically the same as last time, if you understand Danganronpa's mutual killings. You have to commit the perfect crime. Or else everybody else dies. Everybody dies. 2. Technically, you're looking for the attacker. There is, in fact, a traitor amongst the 16. We don't know who. We don't know what. What was the whole thing? And I have a funny feeling it has something to do with someone else. I have a funny feeling. I just have a funny feeling, so we won't know exactly. Kyosuke has told Naegi this. I want you to kill yourself. I want you to commit suicide. That way, it will be over. Technically, it won't be over because he knows how to play this game. Now, here's another turn of events. You are given for one thing you can't do. And the ultimate farmer has died in this episode. How he died is actually he was poisoned. Now this is actually similar to the ultimate soldier killing, except she was killed by impalement. I don't know what. What it was is Monokuma was told that if you perform the forbidden task, you will be injected with a poison. If you try to take off your wristband, the poison won't be injected. Technically, you're being told there's nothing you can do. You have to play this game. Now, he's also said every 5, I think it's like every 3 hours, you're supposed to go to sleep. It was a tranquilizer. There's a tranquilizer injected into the wrist. But the only person who's going to be awake after 5 minutes of everybody else sleeping will be the attacker. Like I said, we don't know who. So, we won't find out until later. I was surprised. Actually, I wasn't really surprised. I saw like images on Google Plus and on Reddit. Aoi Ishihina, or Asahina, was the next victim. The ultimate swimmer has died and gone to heaven with her brother and Sakura. If you don't know who Sakura is, your best bet is to play or to watch Danganronpa, the original game in anime. She looks like a guy. I ain't gonna lie. She has a sailor uniform, and she's like ripped like a guy. I was like, she's the ultimate wrestler. She's the ultimate female wrestler. The great Gazu is the ultimate wrestler, but he's the former ultimate wrestler. Now, do I have a theory on who's the attacker? I believe is the ultimate attacker has to be the computer programmer who was with Naegi, Asahina, and Gazu, I can't remember, or Gazu himself. Now, I also suspected Kyosuke, or maybe it was a suicide. We don't know what's going on. My theory is, my best bet would be Gazu because of something else. And I did forget about the Ultimate Psychic. The Ultimate Psychic is somewhere in the building. I think he's also in it because he made a deal with the devil. The devil being the Despairs. So yeah. Now I decided probably like every Tuesday, probably every middle of the week, I will do a review of 2 episodes. The Despair arc first, which is the in-between of the future arc and the future arc. The future arc is after Despair. That way you get a bigger picture of who you're going to deal with. So, anyway, thank you for watching of my review. I like and subscribe to all of my social media. Hunt me down on Twitter. Hunt me down on Facebook. Hunt me down on Instagram because you'll get some interesting pictures. Right now, I'm supposed to go outside to the Oval and catch Pokemon. Unfortunately, my Pokemon Go is being a little bitch. So, anyway, I'm going to watch it. Probably anime or YouTube. Anyway, thank you so much and have a good night. Thank you.